Hello. Is this thing on? How are you? Aaron here. Welcome back to the channel. I buy, sell, trade, collect, vet, and grade. Happy Monday to you, wherever you are, Monday afternoon. Oh, what a weekend, huh? Let's see. Unfamiliar? This is my channel where I talk about the hobby and a stream of consciousness about whatever. Whatever. Today's video is going to be about manipulation and Pokemon and Final Fantasy. First things first, thank you so much for liking the other video. You know, it's crazy just by telling people, hey, this is what you could do that costs you nothing to help out a channel. People actually do it. So I can't thank you guys enough. If you haven't been able to like this video, comment, because I want to do a giveaway on this channel. Of course, on the channel. We're going to be giving away a 151 booster bundle. All you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to keep referencing this video for the next week. And all you have to do, like, comment. I will check for fake users and people who are not subscribed and all that jazz. So do your best. Like and comment. That's all you got to do. I will pick someone in a week, next Monday or Tuesday. We'll see when exactly. That's all you got to do. Anyway, let me first start off by cutting to the chase. I am buying. I'm a buyer of Final Fantasy collector boosters. I have had 2 people reach out to sell me theirs. I'm currently paying $1,000. Market right now is trending upwards towards like 1160. So if you want to get cashed out, if you want to sell quickly, I will pay $1,000. I'll pay you friends and family upon a delivery, or I'll pay you $1,000 goods and services beforehand. Totally up to you. You decide, and that's all you got to do. Yes, it's not 1160, but if you were to sell that thing, you'd basically net on any online platform, you get like what, 85%? You get like 10, 20, 10, 30. So that's what I'm offering. If you want a little bit more, let me know what you want. If you want a little bit less, that's fine too. That's what I'm currently buying. And I'll talk about Final Fantasy after I talk about manipulation again, but I just want to throw that out there. I'm not currently buying search foils unless you are fire selling. I'm not currently buying through the Aegis foils unless you're fire selling. So yeah, I'll touch on that later. Manipulation. Going back to Pokemon. You like this dual hat? I'm a dual class. Dual wielding. Pokemon, Final Fantasy. Pokemon, Final Fantasy. By the way, I know there's a Final Fantasy TCG. I think most people don't know that, but I definitely know that. And when I say I am a Final Fantasy fan, not a Magic fan, I mean I'm in Final Fantasy in Magic because it's Final Fantasy, not because it's Magic. Anyway, manipulation. So I'm sure many people know this if talking about this. There's a lot of market activity going on like the craziest cards. The one I want to talk about very specifically is the Greninja the Greninja Gold Star from Celebrations. If you're unaware, this card is actually really hard to gem mint. I don't know the exact percentage off the top of my head anymore, but it's hard. And for a long time, long time, this card was like sub $5, like $2 or $3. And one could say, 4 or 5 years ago, like, oh yeah, of course this is a good hold. It's so cheap. I don't actually disagree. I think the card is amazing. But if you've seen as of late, this card is now selling for about 30 in raw, which is absurd. And the catalyst, well, there are many catalyte. One main driver as of late were multiple PSA auctions ending at above $2,000. Oh my god, wow, so sick. Oh my god, this card's so popular. Hold on a sec. I watched the video this morning from Top Tech Pokemon, who covered this card and the auctions, and he quickly highlighted how accounts with the same amount of feedback had bid on multiple auctions conveniently. Now, we won't know if these are actually paid for, or if they were paid for with, real intent to value it at that price. there are people who will show bid stuff up and then pay for it just to set the market. Like that does happen. So at the end of the day, though, I guess what I'm going to talk about is like it doesn't matter. Look, I think you're due to the hobby. You like to believe that that there are no such thing as get bad people. Well, I just want to let you know there are a lot of people out there with nefarious intent and who are here to make money. And when you're trying to make money, you will do whatever you can to cut corners, to pull the strings, to do whatever you can to have the odds in your favor, to have the value in your favor. And I will be honest. People try to manipulate prices all the time. You can believe it. You don't have to believe it, but it happens. And typically what happens though is that the market is strong enough where it offsets that irrational behavior, right? Let's take modern booster boxes. There's far too many modern booster boxes for any one person or group of individuals I shouldn't say there's far too many. There are many booster boxes that make it hard for people to try to manipulate the market if they wanted to. But at the end of the day, if the market is strong and responds well, and by strong, I don't mean like people are willing to pay the price. Strong, I mean like it's healthy, right? Then the price will correct, it'll retrace, and it'll probably have a new set point, a new high than before. But typically these things retrace. That works with newer stuff. With older stuff, it's obviously a little bit more hard to do, especially as you're talking about, let's use the team up booster box, for example. All it takes is someone with, I think the last soul on TCG player is still 6,000, right? Or maybe it was 7,500. Anyway, there are so few quantities available on the market that it takes someone with 10, 20K to decide, you know what? I'm going to buy whatever the listed price is on TCG player. And that data point on TCG player and eBay, it's always there. It will never go away. It's never removed. All your favorite apps like Alt will pull it in. I guess not for Seal, but you get what I'm saying. It's never gone. And as time goes on, you know what ends up happening? Context gets lost. And if you're in the outside looking in, it's funny, for example, with the Greninja, I saw countless posts of people trying to sell this thing. 1,500, it's a good deal. I got a bunch of raws, $30 if you buy them all. Like, there are countless people who are going to try to take advantage of it, buying the news, sell the hype. And the end consumer, if you don't know any better, if you don't know how to research, if you don't even know how to think about fundamentals, it's those people who get taken advantage of. And it sucks. There's no way to stop it outside of educating, outside of having a good circle of people that you can talk to, go to ask questions around like this card, that card. Is this a good buy? Do you think it's pumped? It's not. But that's the current state of the market. But honestly, I didn't believe that this happened. Excuse me. When I first got in, I didn't believe this happened that much. I thought it was just like Fugazi, whatever, that people, blowing smoke up your butt. It happens all the time. And really the approach that I would say that matters is accept that it happens, or you don't have to accept it happens. Just accept the market price becomes the market price no matter what happens. And teach yourself and people that this is just how this market works. People will try to manipulate. People will not try to manipulate. Demand is real. Sometimes demand is questionable. And there's not really anything you can do about it. The best thing that you can do is take advantage of the opportunities that come. And this sounds bad, but that Greninja is never going back to $2 or $3, right? So take the opportunity now and sell it for $20. Sell it for under market. Sell it for wherever the demand is. Because truthfully, even though it got manipulated at certain price points, there is demand for this card now. And that is kind of the unfortunate thing that happens when people manipulate is when they are successful, it creates a new set point, new low new high for low. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So, the funny thing in all this is I sent out some PSA 9s. I had like a stack of 20. I sold a bunch to my friend Josh, the old card shop, for his mystery boxes. I picked two. Two. It was out. I actually had like 30. I picked out two. Sold a bunch to Josh. I don't know what I did with the rest. I sent two to PSA. They came back and they were 9s. They looked so good. At the time, 9s were going for like $20. This is not even when I decided to send them in PSA. This is like 3 months ago, right? I just got them back. I sent them out to get sold, right? And one of them sold an auction, right? Through Galaxy Card Shop. Shout out Galaxy Card Shop. I consigned through him and many other people. He's a solo man shop. He's a developer. If you are trying to sell stuff, check him out. I buy Japanese stuff from him as well, but also a bunch of other people. So yeah, kudos to him. He sold my PSA 9 Greninja. I mean, you know how much it went for? I didn't even realize it was mine. I saw the post. I was like, ha ha ha, that's so funny. Why would people pay that? It sold for $150. And it was paid for. So I don't think that was manipulated. I think there's someone out there. And again, unfortunately, there's people out there who basically buy into the hype. And it's unfortunate, but it's kind of weird to think that it sold for $150, and then not even a year ago, you could buy 50 copies for $150. But is it? Maybe I'm over exaggerating. 30 copies. That's great. Anyway, you will learn as you participate more in the hobby. There's always this shady. Can I cuss here? Can I swear? Shady shit going on. Like, it happens everywhere. Private deals being used, private prices being used as like public prices, people like manipulating supply, people buying out things. Like, this stuff happens everywhere. And it's just a part of the hobby. It is what it is. You can't do anything about it. So you might as well make sure that you're protected from it, but also you ride the wave and, you know, you benefit from it. So, yeah, everything seems to be going up. Detective Pikachu promo in Japanese. This card is an amazing card. I purchased over 50 of them since it came out. I sold all of them, but 43 raw or graded at an average price for the graded ones. If they were a 10, like $50, and then raw, I sold them for like $25. I found 7. I sent them off the PSA. They all came back at 10. This card just sold for $250. I am shocked because when the card came out, it was everywhere. People didn't really want it. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that. People wanted it, but it was everywhere, and so it kind of felt like nobody wanted it. It came for free if you pre-ordered the Japanese toggled language of Detective Pikachu. So what a lot of people in America did was they would pre-order the game, and then they would sell the game, keep the promo. And because Switch games, you can just toggle the system language. You can play Detective Pikachu in English. Wait, is that right? Or maybe that's Scarlet and Violet. I don't remember, but that's a general thing that went on. Yeah, market's going crazy. More promos are going on the up and up. If you've been paying attention, my special delivery charge went for like $1,300. I'm close to 100%ing 2xing my money on this car. I bought 5 of them for an average price of like $600. Actually, I did 2x my money, didn't I? This is in less than 3 weeks, in less than 2 weeks. So I don't know what to tell you. This is all gravy and exciting. My speculation plays paid off. Oh, and the special delivery Pika went for like $1,700. I got copies at $800 and $850. So the market's so hot. Buy into it. I'm not saying spend money. I'm saying buy the hype. Wait, what is it? Buy the news, sell the hype? Buy the hype, sell the news? Buy the hype, buy the news, sell the hype. Sell. This is the perfect time to be selling and not trying to accumulate more and more and more and trying to ride the wave. Honestly, and this is, I think this is where, people think about the hobby, like everything goes up, everything goes up. I had a comment the other day. Sorry, I didn't see the username. Would you rather have a Mewtwo Shining Legends PSA 10 or an Armored Mewtwo PSA 10? Both amazing cards. Shining Legends Mewtwo, if you didn't know, is pushing like $3,000. Not even 6 months ago, it was less than $1,000. Okay, amazing card. Duh, why didn't you buy it? You never really see things. I think the comment exchange was like, I can only see it go up from here or something like that. Let me tell you, that is incredibly risky thinking, because once you get to that 4-figure mark, $1,000, then it's 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. There's a point where people get priced out, and that same $3,000, if you ask me, would you rather buy a Shining Legends Mewtwo at $3,000 or a Cosmic Eclipse booster box at $2,500 and save $500? I would rather do the latter, right? Slabs are very volatile. They can be very volatile. And in a market where everything's going up right now, the best things to get into, if you really, really want them to appreciate, and the things that have basically proven their fundamentals, gold stars and ponchos. People are still paying 95, 97% for both of these, and they're only going up. Everything else, no matter how good you think a Mewtwo is or whatever card, right? It carries a lot more risk. And again, the market's going up, so everything's going to rise with it. I suspect a pretty big retrace for some of these cards. For many of these cards, I should say. But you never know. I could be wrong. Maybe we'll go to 5K, 8K, 10K. I don't know where all this money's coming from, to be honest with you. Like, I'll take it. But just be careful, be mindful. And this game does not, this is not a treadmill. We're infinitely going to be on it. Eventually, it'll slow down, not a crash. It'll slow down. And the things that are questionably rising quickly, they're going to be ones who get chopped off first. I'm not being bearish. I'm actually quite bullish on the market. Just don't think that everything can be that next card or that next thing, because it doesn't happen like that. Okay, cool. Are we done talking about Pokemon? Yep. Still not buying Pokemon. That's. I mean, it's no new updates since last week. Not really interested in buying sealed. Actively selling sealed. I sold Paldea boxes, so thanks for reaching out to a couple people. I still have some Scarlet Violet base, temporal, stellar, and something else. Fusion Strike PC ETBs. I will beat the market. You let me know. And a few other things. So if you're looking for Sword and Shield, or maybe if you're looking for Scarlet Violet, maybe some Sword and Shield stuff, I might have something for you. All right. Let's switch gears and let's talk to all the nerds out there. We're talking about Final Fantasy. Pokemon nerds, click away. Final Fantasy nerds, tune in. Collector boxes. They retraced a bit to like low 1100s. I think I saw some sales at like 1080 for a couple of days. And then they shot right back up to about 1050, 1080. I am a buyer of collector boxes. I don't mean that as like, I mean that like I buy into the product. I believe in the product, but I also am a buyer of collector boxes, as you heard at the beginning of the video. Man, this is tough for me because the price is so high, but oh my God, the demand, like, you got to understand, if you're not buying into this, if you haven't looked at the data, there is nothing in this price range in sealed that is selling as fast and as much as Final Fantasy collector boxes. The $1,000 to $1,200 price point in Pokemon is basically Sun and Moon boxes. Yeah, Sun and Moon boxes, or Scarlet and Violet cases, or a few Sword and Shield boxes, right? So that's your comparable. I have never seen anything like this, and the more I see it, the more I believe it, the more I want to buy more. And granted, I've totally miscalculated how many surge foils there would be in market at this point. I thought we'd be I don't know. I think last I checked, there's like 80 Sephiroth surge foils. Um, that's kind of high. The price is going down to like mid to low 600s now. That hurts. But there's a lot of this product out there. Maybe that's more so in the loose pack case, loose pack case. But collector booster boxes, man, there are basically two good buys right now. Collector booster boxes, three good buys. Loose, probably not loose. Omega collector packs, which are just singular wrapped collector booster packs, and burps, chocobos. Everything else has taken a hit from the top playables, Vivi and Cloud, from surge foils across the board. Everything is down. I think I bought my Lightning marked at 325. I bought it for like 260, 270. I checked this morning and it's like 210. Yeah, all the other surge foils are down. Through the Ages foils are down, or the sales volume has slowed down a lot. And so I think I'm not an expert on Magic, but I generally am an expert on looking at charts and data and understanding what's going on. I am my own expert, I should say. It is a little concerning on the singles front, not because sell-through is low overall, but more so I don't think the market is able to absorb the existing prices for these things because they're really freaking high, right? And I think if you're at that point, if you're a player, you want to deck out your deck, okay, that makes sense. If you're a collector, you probably are waiting, or maybe you bought everything that you wanted. But everyone else is kind of like, why would I buy a $600 card that I know is going to go to 500? So I think once grading proves itself out, if it proves itself out, and we'll see in the next 48 weeks, I think that will probably be the catalyst for more activity. But for now, for me, I'm actually just I'm gonna wait 1 or 2 weeks, not buy any more Through the Ages foils, not buy any more Surge foils, and just see what's going on, where the plateau is. I was gonna make a play on some Through the Ages foils like that retro Cloud and then Sephiroth, but I saw the Cloud and I think only like less than 5 sold in a couple of days. That's not very much. Maybe it's indicative of the popularity of the card. Maybe it's indicative of the demand for the card. I don't know, right? But it's enough of a signal for me to say like, okay, I don't need to buy 10 copies of this card or whatever card I want. I can just wait. There's no rush. I have about 15 Surge foils, I think, at PSA. Between Value Plus and Value Max tier, I think, or Value Max, I forget. They should be coming back in the next couple weeks. I'm going to shoot them all straight to auction. I'm not keeping any of them. I bought 7 chocobos that are all in grading now. And I'm just going to ride it out. Like it's not a bad time to wait on the singles. And truthfully, if you've been through this with Pokemon, but I guess Magic would be the same thing too. Very rarely do singles ever go up this quickly after release. It doesn't really happen, right? And sorry, I shouldn't say it doesn't really happen. It does not happen that often. I think the last time it did this, I can't remember. But if you're gonna buy singles, and you want to grade them, the play really is to get them in as cheap as you can and then grade them as fast as you can. So I took on some risk. I'm okay taking on that risk. It's blowing up in my face a little bit, but that's just the game. If it didn't blow up in my face, I would be, I'd be doing incredibly well. And I don't recommend a lot of what I do for most people because I can stomach like losing a little bit of money, or breaking even to losing like 30% doesn't bother me. It sucks. I mean, I spent like thousands of dollars on search wells. It sucks, but like it's the cost of doing business and speculating, and I'm fine with the outcome either way. Um, if you're not in that position, you can't afford to lose that amount of money, then this isn't really the game to play for you. So I'm gonna wait. We're just gonna wait and see what happens, and you know, um, I'm still confident, still excited, still buying. I mean, generally speaking, I believe in the product. I need to start working my binder soon. I have so many singles and slabs. I have a unfortunate story. So, um, I've been selling a TCG player. I've done probably like 100 orders in the last week, which is far more than I would want to. But I just figured like, given the market price for things and how hot everything is, and um, you know, being first to market selling playables, I just figured I'd eat it and just list myself, make some money back. And honestly, I've been doing quite well. And if you sell on TCG player, you'll know how much a pain in the ass it is to list some of these cards, because the scanner doesn't work for like a lot of the extended art cards and borderless cards. So there's like some manual entry. But I had 100% rating on TCG player, and I feel bad because I think I did 100 orders, and three, maybe four, I had to revise because if you're unfamiliar with Magic, there's like sometimes there's up to like 4 or 5 variants of the card you're trying to put in. At least in Final Fantasy, you have like the regular art, borderless, extended, pre-release version, like all this random crap. And I guess I just fat fingered and I listed like the wrong version. Had some unhappy customers because I had to revise their orders, and just it was a mess. And so I got dinged a bit, because this is actually a stark difference I've seen between Pokemon and Magic. When I listed singles on Pokemon, I guess it's because the clientele is different, or mostly there's a lot more collectors in Pokemon. I felt like people were more understanding. In Magic, I mean, I guess it just ruined some players like deck, right? Because they didn't, he didn't get the right card, or whatever else, and so naturally, so I understand it sucks. My bad, but I'm I'm gonna be done listing singles that they sell through this batch, because as much as you know as much as I love the work of being like a seller, at times, I don't like spending my free time packing envelopes and then getting chewed out by customers on accident because I'm an idiot. So, but man, the singles, they sell through, they do well, especially if you have the top mythics and top playables. They're just gone like an instant. So, um, yeah, that's it for me on that part. So collector booster boxes, I'm buying them. I'm still buying them. I'm selling off more Pokemon so I can buy them. I believe in them through and through. Um, Man, let's see how the market does in the next few months. I think in total I have 16, so 2 cases and then 4 loose. I would love to open up another one. I might, but it's getting to that territory now where I should just buy a Chocobo for like 2 grand, and they're all going for 2 grand. If you haven't been paying attention to the birds, um, they're all at least 2 Gs now, and some of them are 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. There's some PS10 auctions at like 4,000, 3,500, 4,000. So we're sitting pretty. And I actually did not expect, with all the search flows going down, the chocobos themselves to go up. But I guess the market's just decided like search foils are either too plentiful or they're not special enough, and chocobos are unique enough. Even the gold one, the yellow one's selling. So that one's pushing 2K as well. I guess the market has decided, and don't fight the market. That's the lesson for today's video. Whether it is manipulated or not, whether you agree with it or not, whether you like the card or not, it doesn't matter. Don't fight the market. Ride the waves. Ride it. Ride or die, baby. Just make everything your advantage. That's probably my best advice, is don't overthink what's going on and don't have too many feelings. Just take advantage of the opportunities that are coming and let the market Yeah, let the market do its thing. All right, that's all I got. Have a great Monday. I'll catch you guys later this week. If you're selling, hit me up. And yeah, that's it. Catch you guys later. Peace.